Hello, Kansas City listeners. We have RAgan Whiteside, flutist songwriter. We would like to thank you, RAgan, for taking the time out to talk to KUAW and the KC audience. So how are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm all right. So glad to talk to you. And I got some information from your webpage talking about RAgan Whiteside. For the second consecutive year, soul jazz flutist RAgan Whiteside is Billboard's top female smooth jazz song artist of the year in a male-dominated genre, which only 3 females made it into the year-end top 10. And your new title, EP 5, Up Top, came in at number 5 for the 2020 last year, and it checked in at number 3 flute player on Billboard Smooth Jazz Songs chart. And I did get an opportunity from Smooth Jazz, Alan Kepler, to vote, and you know I voted for you.
Aw, thank you.
I think I had to vote for it. It was like 10, I think it was 10 artists or something like that in the categories or something like that. Yes, I saw, oh, I got to vote for RAgan. So, you're playing a flute, and I've read articles about being jazz artists, mostly saxophone players, and I just love the flute. So when I start spinning and listening to music, I always look for flute players. And I think that's how I found you. I was so glad to find it was in 2007, I think was your first CD.
That's right.
And it was called, what was that? What was the name of your
Class
first CD?
Act.
Yeah, that's right. Class Act, spelled A-X-E. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's when I first got a chance to listen to you. And I don't know, maybe I bought some off CD Baby, and that's how we kind of met on the internet or something like that. So, yes, and I know you have other collaborations with other artists. I know Willie Bradley, trumpet player, was one of them. But I always look to see where RAgan, if she's playing with songwriting when I'm looking at music. And I saw you on a couple of others last year. So you've been pretty busy, huh?
Yeah. With this whole pandemic and everything, it's all you have time to do is record now.
Oh, okay.
So and write and I think that's why there's just so much music out here now. Somebody was telling me that there were 30 songs going for ads in the month of January alone, which is almost unprecedented, especially for the last 10, 12 years at least. So everybody's putting stuff out and everybody's, home grinding and practicing and, just hoping that we can survive through this this pause in the game.
I noticed that too, because usually on my show I can get maybe 26 selections, 25, 26, and I have to wait until the next show to add some of them on. And I have a certain amount of time, so I try to get it within the time limit so I won't cut off any selections. So, and a lot of these are new artists that I've never spun before when I'm looking for music. And I have promoters that they have a lot of new artists. It's just not the Rick Braun and Jeff Lorber, Maureen Meadows, Walter Beasley, Eric Marienthal. Oh, man, there's a lot of different young people too. And I'm also glad to see that, because that way smooth jazz is going to continue.
Exactly.
So
always need fresh blood.
So it says your hometown was New York. I was thinking you were raised in Atlanta. So how'd you get to Atlanta? The ATL.
Yeah, you know what? My husband and I both were born and raised in New York. Him Yonkers, me Mount Vernon, and it got to a point where it was like, wow, if we want to do music and everything, and music, it's expensive, and so is New York, very much so. And so it was like, okay, well, where can we go where it is like a little easier to live, and we're not like taking on 3-4 jobs at a time and being ships in the night, um, and really be able to focus on music. So Atlanta, that was the mecca of it. So much music happening here, and it's much more doable here than in New York,
Well, I'm pretty
for this
sure.
for this genre anyway.
I'm pretty sure after seeing some of the pictures from New York this over the last week, you're probably glad you're in the ATL.
And I do not miss that snow. I don't miss that snow. I don't miss that snow.
And I didn't realize that they actually that they don't usually get this much. I always thought New York is getting a lot of snow, but they said that well, they've got an awful lot. But I was looking on your website, and I must have missed this song. I don't. Have you just released this this Christmas? That selection?
I did not release it. It was
Oh, it's not
just
released.
it was just an off the cuff kind of last minute, let me just do a Christmas song real quick for Facebook. And set it up, did it, and it is not for sale. We didn't do any. It was just, I just wanted to play a Christmas song. I've never done a video like that. So and I was very surprised. It kind of went viral a little bit. It was like crazy. It was so wow. And so now I'm thinking about doing an actual Christmas album. We'll see though. Maybe I'll do one song a year for the next 10 years, and then finally I'll have an album.
Well, actually, when I heard it, I said, I'm trying to remember if this is the first time I've heard the smooth jazz version with the flute. And so I said, oh, I'm gonna have to ask, how did I miss this one? Because I was really looking for different selections to play along with the Christmas music. I didn't always want to play the same ones. Try to get different ones. So there's a lot of, and actually, there were a lot of artists that did Christmas music, because I didn't. I wasn't having any trouble finding any. So you had 5 or 6 CDs. Is this a
5? Yes.
A 5? Oh, okay. Now this one's an EP. Now what's an EP exactly? EP.
An EP is basically half an album. So it's 5 songs. And this album, it was actually supposed to be a full album, but with COVID and kids and all just life, it was just, okay, we're gonna have to make a compromise, because we want this thing out this year. It's not gonna be 10 songs or 12 songs or whatever. So, but we know we have 5, and we'll just put out the next 5 when they're ready. So this was 5 up top.
So far, it appears the 5 you put out are doing really, really well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your support. It was definitely a labor of love and sheer determination and will.
So we're gonna have are we gonna be having a duet on the flutes here coming up in the future?
Possibly. Definitely, possibly.
And actually, who we're talking about actually is one of the name of your selections, JJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, JJ is my daughter, and she was the inspiration behind JJ's Strut.
Oh, okay. Well, I really love the CD cover. Man, it's if you didn't know the name of that CD, all you have to do is look at it, and you probably come up with that's got to be JJ Strut right there. Because man, she's strutting me. So, and you play the flute, and I noticed that a lot of the saxophone players are now have selections on their CD that they play flute also. So yeah. It appears that the flutes are getting pretty popular.
Yeah,
I noticed
look, I'm not mad at it either.
And on Najee CD, I think he had about 2 or 3 selections where he's playing the flute. And so someone was asking, Najee plays the flute? I said, well, actually, when I saw him, and I do remember he has played the flute, and some of his older, because he's been around since I'd say 95s or 93s or somewhere around.
Yeah, somewhere in there. And honestly, that was my first experience with Najee was flute. I didn't even know he played sax until much later.
I remember being at a venue, and he said that his saxophone was stolen, and so he went to the flute. I guess when he was younger or something. So he said that's his experience with the flute. He played flute for a little while. Yes, and so some of the other sax players I've heard, and I was like, oh, so they can play the flute also. So I'm not very musically inclined at all. I can't sing. So, but in my shows, I always try to find different artists from all over, different styles, and different instruments. I like to mix it up. Vocals, I like vocals. I like harmonicas, violins. I like to mix it up. So you don't, if you listen to me, if you listen to sax all the time, you know, it gets kind of, I like to change it up. So when did you start? So when did you start interested in music? Did you start on the flute?
No, I started with piano and violin and drums.
Oh,
and and I didn't start flute until I was about 8 or 9.
Oh, okay. So what made you consider wind instrument a flute?
Well, I wanted to be in the parade that they had in my town. All of the schools from elementary through high school, their bands would march in this parade called the Band Day Parade, and it would go all the way through the town. And I remember being a little kid and saying, oh my God, I need to be in this parade. So at the time I was playing violin, and they're like, nah, well, you're gonna have to pick a different instrument if you're gonna march in the parade. And I said, okay, well, I'll play drums. And they're like, no, all the boys are gonna be playing drums and everything, pick something else. I said, okay, I'll play trumpet. Oh, we're out of trumpets. Well, what do you have left? They said the flute and the clarinet. And I said, oh, give me the flute. And you know, it took me about a week to get a sound out of it. And but once I did, it started to grow on me.
So you were in this parade, you just learned the flute, and well, that's I'm pretty impressed. So you must pretty well musically inclined, I guess you'd say, huh?
Music is definitely my thing.
Okay. So and you also sing?
Yeah.
So what selections do you sing on? Let's say from your last CD, because I'm gonna try to catch up to see if I can recognize your voice. Because sometimes
I didn't have any. Well, you know what? On this EP, I did mostly like background vocals because I didn't have any full vocal tunes on this particular one. But on Troublemaker, there's a vocal tune, I believe, called "I Never Told You."
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to check it out to see if I can recognize your vocals there. You know, when some people talk, you hear them talk, and then when they sing, you might can't get the relationship. You know. Oh,
yes, hello.
So,
yes, it is.
What else do you have coming up?
Oh yes, how you doing?
Well, we are going to be releasing more music from Five Up Top, probably in March, and a couple of really cool collaborations that are coming through. I know that Danny Lerman has played on something of his, and a couple of things. I'm not allowed to say who it is. I am sworn to secrecy, but it's going to be big later on this year. And you know, just releasing more songs.
Okay, what's the name?
Now, on this EP, I'm thinking
that's 816.
3's been released. 3 songs.
3 songs so far.
Excellent. All right, I'll give them a call right now.
So you releasing another one here shortly?
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. Although it's a slight remix, but then that will probably be the last song from from Five Up Top, and then I'm gonna start releasing stuff from the new album.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes with the promoters, I kind of wait. You know, if they give me an ad date or something like that. But so some of the selections,
Yeah,
ooh, when they gonna release this? Ooh, I like this one right here. I can't wait.
Not so much.
I gotta hold out. Don't want to jump the gun. So who were some of the other collaborations that I know it was Willie Bradley. I'm trying to remember. There was one. Was it Nathan? Did you do one with Nathan Mitchell, keyboardist?
No.
With Nathan Mitchell? Yeah, because I'm thinking there was one selection that I haven't purchased it yet, but I thought I saw your name on it. What about is it?
That might have been Althea.
That might have been Thea.
Oh, yeah.
And call me. I'm trying to remember his name. He played with the saxophone player that played with the Hidden Beach.
Mike Phillips.
Mike Phillips. So is that the one?
No, you know what?
Mike
and me and Mike, we grew up in the same town. Mike Phillips is from Mount Vernon too, and we've been talking about doing stuff together for years and years and years, and this has not happened yet. So Mike, what's up? You know.
But you know, I'm always looking for your name so I can bust you out and say you didn't hide from me. So and I want you to know that I got Christmas presents. So that means must mean I was good last year. I don't remember if I was good. I'm not gonna say I was, but I just say I'm good. So I've been trying to cut down on my jokes. But now I got a funny story to tell y'all too. I haven't been busy, so sometimes when I send out my playlist, I have to hurry up. So sometimes that takes a little while for you to think about my little stories. But I got a couple more. I was supposed to send y'all one before Christmas. But I'll get it out.
Okay.
And you can say hi to Mr. Walker, owns the station here, KUAW. He's back there laughing because he don't think I've been good. I'm not even gonna say ask you for his opinion, but I didn't tell him I got 2 presents from Santa Claus because he's not gonna believe it. So how's the weather there? We're gonna get cold here now.
It's not too cold today, although earlier in the week it was pretty cold for Atlanta. But right now I think it's in the 50s. So you know, winter does not last long here.
I haven't visited Atlanta, but there are a lot of jazz musicians that I see are from the ATL, and also the ATL got it going on.
Yeah, it's on and popping here. There's a lot of folks in the area.
I see Bob Baldwin's been pretty busy. How long have you been working with Bob?
Ooh, I've been working with Bob, wow, since I graduated from college, and that was about 1,000 years ago. So
yeah, right. Because I remember that your CD was in 2007. And now was that the CD? I was wondering was there a baby's voice on one of those songs or something? I think that first CD when it first started.
That was actually an audio clip of me when I was a kid with my parents.
Oh, so I was wondering. I looked and I said, was that it? I was thinking I hadn't heard you mention. I said, and then when I saw a song called Corey's Bop or something like that.
Now, Corey's Bop, yes, that's for my son Corey.
Okay.
Yeah. Corey was definitely not in the building when the first album was released.
So does Corey? Does he play? Is he interested in music?
He is. He wants to play everything that he can get his hands on, and I was like that when I was his age. So I'm not pushing him, because I want him to, choose it for himself. But he's got a drum set, a piano, and he's got a little ukulele, and And he has his microphone, his little karaoke microphone that he runs around singing all day, and he's got pretty good pitch. So, you know, we'll see if we have one there.
So you could have your own band here shortly, huh?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll put him to work.
So, but I am so glad that we have younger musicians. I mean, there's other music that young people are playing, but I've noticed there are a lot of young people who are going into the jazz, you know, the jazz genre, the jazz field,
Mm-hmm.
and are what do you call very well educated. I mean, most of them go to school, music theory, they learn all that, they can produce. They can
Yeah.
write. There's this, have you met, I know there's a guy, I think he's from Kansas, Skinny Hightower, but I think he was in the ATL. He did for a while, he was in the ATL.
Yeah, you know what, I don't know if we've actually met face to face, but you know, I definitely know of him and his music.
Yeah, so it was kind of funny when I was reading about him. He said, when I was looking at some of the information, and he said he really didn't like smooth jazz. And I was saying, well, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? And a lot of people say that, and even got to the point where people will say, I'm unapologetically smooth jazz, whatever. And it's, you know, because of the backlash that the genre has experienced, I think it was just generally bad press, because every, I want to say the good majority of smooth jazz musicians out here, they can play straight ahead. They are very legit musicians, and if you listen to their full albums, you're going to hear a lot of cuts that they just get deeper into the jazz and fusion, and you know, there's songs that you promote to radio that are more commercial, and then you have your other stuff that just kind of goes deeper and gets very creative. So yeah, I'm sorry, I am still on mommy duty right now, honey. I'm doing an interview. This is Corey.
Hello, Corey.
Say hi.
How you doing, Corey?
Okay. Go play.
Oh, don't worry about it. We're here at we have a learning center here. Hey, Corey. Now, I'm Mr. Costa, Professor Smooth Jazz. I play your mommy's songs on the radio. But here at the Learning Center, and Mr. Walker here, he does the Black Family Technology, and we have robotics and Lego. Isn't that right, Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Yeah, and we tutor kids. Actually, I'm learning Zoom because of how I do the reading. I'm doing reading. I usually do math, but since we're viral, you know, doing Zoom, I'm learning. I said I wanted to catch up, be ahead before we start math. So that's kind of how I learned about Zoom. But hey, you can bring your kids on. I mean, we're used to kids around here.
Corey.
Okay. So did you start with smooth jazz? I mean, how did you?
No, I actually started. I started with classical.
On classical.
Yeah, I did classical for many years, and actually, my degree is in classical music performance.
Oh, okay.
And but I realized, like, right before I graduated, that I did not want to play classical music anymore. Just my heart wasn't in it enough to want to pursue a career in that genre. And although I still keep my chops up. You know, I do it. I enjoy playing it. Just the politics around it and everything. I'm good.
So was there some influence how you started playing, switching over to soul jazz?
When I after I graduated, I really didn't know what it was I wanted to do. And I went back home to New York, and I went to this little club called the August Blue Light. And Bob Baldwin and Marion Meadows were playing there in this club. It was really tiny. It was probably about 75 people, you know, if that. And I was sitting right up front, and the band was kicking, they were kicking it. And I was just like, wow, this is it. This is what I want to do. And so I went up to Bob afterwards, and, you know, I pled my case, and next thing I know, a couple days later, I'm in the studio with him and Dennis Johnson, who I later married. And you know, I was pretty much auditioning, and I ended up playing on a jingle for CD 101.9, which was the smooth jazz station in New York at the time. And he took me under his wing and helped me make that transition from classical to jazz, because it was just, it's a really, you kind of have to unlearn everything that had been like drilled into your head for years and years and years. And so he really helped me make that transition. And then Dennis showed me all about making music with computers, about MIDI and hardware and all this stuff, and how to run a session, and audio engineering and everything. So it was between the two of them, I really I learned a lot.
So going to that club, man, that was what do you call it?
It was life-changing.
Life-changing.
It was pivotal concert in my life, for sure.
But I'm saying, you met Dennis, and wow.
Although Dennis was at that concert, but we didn't meet. We didn't meet until a couple of days. We didn't meet until a couple of days later at the studio, and it was his studio. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that seemed like that's a move that worked out pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah, it worked out.
So, I heard Bob on one of his CDs say he was from New York too. So you guys jump. Did you guys all go to the ATL at the same time, or how did you?
No, you know, Bob, I think he was here. I'm not sure how long before me, but it was a while. So yeah.
So how are you going to do? Are you doing the viral concerts now? You doing any jazz musicians?
Any virtual concerts? I've done a few appearances virtually. You know, I did Adam Hawley's show, Live, a couple weeks ago. That was fun. You know, and it's I haven't done a whole lot of them. It's actually, it's a lot of work putting those things together. And, you know, aside from the logistics of childcare and, you know, scheduling and all that stuff. So I'm thinking about doing one maybe later in the year, that, you know, with a full band and everything, but I still have to work out the details on that.
Because the way the situation is, we don't know when there will be live concerts or music venues.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but you know, we got to stay safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I kind of miss those, because I get mine. You autographed some of my CDs for me. Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was kind of funny when we went to St. Louis, and so I was the only one with a marker. So I remember loaning it out, and where's the marker? Where's the marker? So
Right.
I said the next time, after that, I start bringing 2 markers just in case. Because I don't want to see, you know, I know that they didn't realize that you guys would sign their autograph their CDs for them. And I'm just, actually, when I went to this one venue, and I think it was Mesa and couple pieces of a dream with James Lloyd. And so I had all these CDs, my friend. They said, you're not gonna get all those CDs signed. I said, I'm not. And then so when I came back and they saw me. Said they signed all those CDs. I said, yes, they always do. So even one of my friends, he started going to the jazz concerts, and he started noticing. He said the jazz artists, man, they're really open, and you reach, they'll sign it for you, and you know, I'll talk to you. And so he started kind of wanting to go to jazz concerts because of the, you know, you get to converse and meet, take pictures. Not all concerts you get to where the artists will do this, you know, and spend some time, get some autographs, see, if you buy their music, you have the music available for you, and get it autographed.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the many cool things about smooth jazz. It's just accessible. Everybody's accessible.
And I kind of like where the collaborations with other artists. And that's how I find new jazz artists sometimes, because I look at the credits and I'm looking, I've never seen him before. I'm going to look him up and see if he's got any music out. So, yeah, so, yep. So you're going to have to tell Mr. Baldwin I said hi, because I know he's pretty busy, but he's got a new release coming out this week. I forget what it's called. I know I was listening to it. I think it's CD's called Henna, something like that. Henna. Okay. Yep. So I'm gonna have to. I'm trying to patiently wait for your new release, so I can spend it.
Well, I'll definitely make sure that you get it.
Okay, and you know, I can go to Amazon and at least listen to 30 seconds of it. Oh, I had to pick it out.
But you know what? The version that you're gonna get, it's gonna be a little different.
It's gonna be a little different, huh?
Yeah. Than the album version, because I mean, the album version is almost 6 minutes long. So you know, we had to do.
Now that's another thing. I will play those long versions now.
Well, and it's also a different groove. So you know what? You'll have both.
Yeah.
You'll have both of them, and you know, you pick which one you like.
I know some people just get radio edits, and then there's some. I said, oh, this shouldn't be a radio edit. It should be a little longer. But just because it's 6 minutes long, though, I'm gonna find some time to put that in my playlist to where it'll work out. So, is there anything you'd like to say to the KUAW or Kansas City audience before we have to go?
Absolutely. I just want to thank you all so much for supporting me over the years. And, you know, without your support and you listening and you spinning the tunes, you know, we musicians would be nowhere. So, you know, I really appreciate your support, and, you know, please stay safe.
Oh, yep, definitely. Yeah, you too. But I think the success with my playlist is because the jazz artists, I mean, you do such a great job of putting together, mixing music, and that helps. That makes me look good. So, okay, well, thank you, and tell everyone I said hi. I've never met. Now, Dennis didn't come to that concert, did he? To the St. Louis?
No, not that one. No, he wasn't at that one.
So too bad that we're in this COVID, what do you call it, situation now, and wearing masks. I mean, who's to say that even after you do get your vaccinated, you feel safe around a large group of people? Right. So you're just gonna have to pray, and I'll make sure I pray for you and your family.
Oh, thank you.
And those surrounding you. Thanks again. And
thank you.
You stay safe.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.